So, hello, Karen. How are you doing, Karen?
Hey y'all.
And Sherry. Sherry's here. And Catherine's here.
Yay.
Hello.
I love it. Hello, book friend.
Yep. Yeah. Karen, you're more than just my book friend. You're my friend. Yeah. So I was just telling Brandy, the girls are here and Jackson's here because they don't have any power. There was an accident and somebody hit a pole and
Oh
it took
my
out the
God.
power for a whole area, quite a large area actually. So they
And
don't know
it's
when they're
cold
gonna
there. So
yeah, they don't know when they're gonna have power. So they're here just staying warm and we're gonna make some dinner and stuff like that. The challenge is to get Jackson to eat vegetables.
oh no, he doesn't like vegetables.
He
Well,
does
you know
not.
what? He's in good company with you, Mindy,
That's
because
right.
you don't like them either.
That's right. But see, we're gonna have some chicken fried rice. I think I'll get him to eat some chicken fried rice. There's some hidden vegetables in there. Hello,
Hey
Jennifer
Jennifer. Hey
and
Lisa.
Lisa. You heard about that, Karen? Yeah, it took out a great. The funny thing is, our power company is a different power company than that one, and the um, the outage comes right to our street, and then we're good.
Huh.
Funny, right? Yeah.
Hey
So
Marion.
broccoli and cheese. Yeah, there will probably be some broccoli in some of that rice, and I know there's carrots, and he says he doesn't like carrots. I don't know why.
And usually fried rice has the little round sweet peas and
Yeah, we'll see what we get. Well, there's a chicken fried rice out there, and I know it has some pineapple in it. It's just got one of those little containers that you can throw in the microwave. And it's got some
oh,
pineapple in it. I might get him to eat that one. But we
I
have
had chicken.
chicken too. Dale's feeding him fruit right now.
I had fried rice last night. I had one of those uh Boston Market frozen meals, and it was
Yeah,
sweet and sour chicken with rice.
yeah,
It was pretty good.
yeah.
Hey, Vanessa. Hey, Sue. Hey, Risa.
And Marion.
I thought, yeah, I said Marion
I didn't
earlier.
say Marion. You said everybody else.
I was just saying, hey, because see, right now I've got where I can see the chat. That way I don't look at myself. So,
So you don't
because I
look
don't
at
like,
yourself?
I don't like seeing myself on camera.
Oh, Lord have mercy. So they came over here. They had to do like a Zoom meeting with like some social worker or something. And they wanted to talk to Jackson too. So Jackson had to sit there and look at the Zoom. And then he was
Oh,
like, you know, there I am. He can see himself.
was he all like,
Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
see, I could just imagine, see, like, and you would think that the older kids, when they were on Zoom, because they're high schoolers, and
Would
they're
act
all like,
more sensible. Yeah. No.
yeah, no, they acted, I don't even,
Yeah. I
there
know.
were times I was like, y'all, maybe y'all should just turn your cameras off. I'm really scared of what's going to come out
Oh, for
of,
the few times that I subbed and stuff like that, and I was online with kids and whatnot, half the kids had their cameras off. You never knew what they were doing, like because they weren't there. I mean, they just weren't there. Let's just face it, they were not there. Anyhow,
spicy black bean burger. Ooh, no, no spicy, nothing for me. I cannot eat spicy food.
I don't like spicy either. You go for it, Sherry. You eat that spicy burger. I can't. I
Ooh,
can't. Like I
I would
said,
be in so much trouble later.
ketchup. Ketchup is almost too much. No.
Hey, Lynn.
Anyhow, so what do we think?
I'm I am happy. I am happy because she did come to the realization that I was hoping that she would, but at the same time, I didn't. I guess I didn't realize that she knew that she had been holding back for that love that didn't leave room for really any. I mean, I thought she really deeply and truly loved her new husband, but I guess when you have a love that's that bright and burning and crazy and whatever, sometimes it doesn't leave room.
I don't I don't know that she fully realized it until this happened in the coma.
Oh, you don't think so?
No,
Like
I don't
maybe
think she
she
really
tricked
did.
herself into this is comfortable, this is reliable, this is what I need, but still she had been, but maybe she didn't realize to the extent that she
Yeah,
had done.
I don't think she realized until here it was, her husband and Julian, and then it was like, whoa, I have been holding out. I've been holding out. I've been protecting everybody from Julian. I've been protecting everybody from that past because it is so intense. There was one line in there, and I wish I could remember it or find it again. Something about true love, the difference between first love and, oh my gosh, I wish I could find it. It was perfect though. I actually read it to Dale. I was reading in
Mm.
bed last night and I read it to him. It was just like perfect. Um, more of a what a real true love, a real first true love is, and what an obsessive love is.
Yeah, about being, obsessive is
Yeah,
something totally different, and it burns empty.
and
And
that's what.
and I'm glad she finally came to that realization,
Yeah,
and poor guy Liam, he was trying, and he's like, I thought I could love us enough for the both of us.
and he realized he didn't. He wasn't.
Like I thought it was fixing to end, and he was just going to be like, because I can't I can't do it. I can't be like,
Yeah,
and she was just like, God, don't let it be too late. When she finally, it's like she woke up.
yeah, and she truly realized that true love is not that. Oh, I've got to have it. Got to have it. Got to have it. That's
Not
that
that all
compulsive
passion
love.
and
That real love is the little things. Real love is
things.
all the moments that add up together. That's what real love is.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could find that line again. It was like a little paragraph. It was just like, it was perfect. It really
Yeah,
was.
I'm glad it ended. I think the only thing that I had wished was that Julian, after coming to the revelation, that he had like pretty much wasted a lot of his life, but instead of stepping forward with it, he's just like, no, I have wasted my life, but I don't know anything else, and I
Yep.
know that I'll just end up hurting them, and
He
I,
wasn't prepared to do anything else. He was not prepared to do anything else. He just wasn't capable of it. Was
he
not
doesn't.
capable.
Since he doesn't know anything else,
Nope.
he knew he would end up throwing it away again, and it would be just better off if it's just that's it. That's all.
You can't do better until you know better. And he hadn't learned any real lessons to, yeah. Oh, here it is. I found it. First love, like a sweet song that turned you weepy and nostalgic. Obsession was different. It was a dark, secret need that never mellowed into something pretty. A first love could someday let you go. An obsession, she was afraid, held onto your throat until you died. It's so true.
Yep.
So, what her and Liam had melded into something sweet and kind and nice. It wasn't obsessive, like, I must have you. You must be mine. You must be in my life. I can't live without you. Yeah.
No, it was more of that completeness.
Yep.
Like, you don't realize you're kind of missing a part of yourself until you're just there, and I'm so glad that she came to that. Like, no, I want to be with you. I want to watch grandkids walk. I want us to, share in all of this together. It's got to be you.
Yep. Yep.
So I was
Because
glad to see that.
that's what made her life complete and happy and all those small little things. I mean, I think about my life and I'm like, this is what I want. This is what I want. Is it perfect? No. Far from it.
You're gonna have arguments and you're gonna have
Oh, yeah.
disagreements. And times you're gonna be like, I could just,
Yeah.
but
But
at the
you and
same
I talked
time,
about one day that both of our husbands, when they get upset, it's just like, you just need to go. Just go take a walk, go somewhere, go do something. Now, you know, and then in that absence, it gives everybody that moment where you're like, okay, this was ridiculous. This was stupid, you know? But then think about, you have a moment to think about, do I want him to stay gone? No. No, I don't.
no.
No. I want him to come back. My life would be, I would have huge holes in my life without him.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
good,
me
Joe.
too.
It's really good. You'll like it, Joe.
You will like it. You'll like it a lot.
Yeah.
I liked how it ended. I liked how it it was one of those that it ended and I just had like a
Warm, cozy feeling.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um, why can't Liam turn to music after Michaela's accident? Why has he stopped playing the piano?
I think because it brings him back to her. Like everything almost like you could set their life together like a soundtrack.
Yeah, you're right. It's not all rainbows and flowers, is it, Jennifer? Definitely is not.
No.
But you know when it feels like home, when it feels right, when you've come back to where you're supposed to be, right?
Yeah, the kind of thing where you two can be in a room together doing something totally different from each other, be totally silent, but still be at peace.
Do you think Julian ever truly loved Michaela? Truly, truly loved Michaela?
I don't think he could ever truly love anybody because I don't think he could ever truly love himself.
Right. Yeah, I don't think he did either. He was always just about, look at me, look at me, look at me. And that was a front for him. It was just a front. Right?
Yeah.
Can you tell I'm reading the questions from the back of the book?
I can tell.
Yeah. I told you there were questions back here. Yes, Karen, she was his muse, right?
Yeah. And without her and without that, like it just, there was no music in his heart.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And, it is sad. It's sad, but it's not sad. So in a way, Julian he's not able to live outside of himself or live for others. Truly, he can't live for others. So because he can't live for others, he knew that he would never be the kind of father that she needed. So in a way, that's the
Nope.
most selfless, unselfish thing he's ever done. Or even though we want him to be like, step up, be a dad, have a relationship with your kid, and yet he's not capable of really, really giving everything of himself to anybody else. And he knew he would never do that for his daughter either.
So he knew it would never, like, he would just do nothing but hurt her. And she had a dad who loved her, cared about her, and
he was able to
always
see
gonna be-
that. He was able to see that and know how strongly and how deeply that relationship went with the man that she knows as her father, her dad.
Yep.
Yeah. So it was kind of like he did a good thing, even though we're kind of like, why are you that way? But it is what it is. Will he change someday?
Maybe.
Someday. Maybe
when he loses his name.
Maybe when everybody stops looking at him and him and him and him, and then he's by himself, and then what? Then he'll be
I
like,
thought it was kind of cute. Her brother was like, "Lizard Man, can he get?
Yeah.
Can I get his arm?" I'm like, "Oh my god, like that's your dad." That was hilarious. Yeah. And he thought, he was like, "I was the first one you told," because she never told him that. She already knew. She was like, "Really?" That was the cutest moment.
think of this. Here was part of the book. Like part 4 starts with this. It says life can only be understood backward, but it must be lived forward.
Ah.
Right? Don't we understand everything that brought us to this point in our lives because we've looked at things in the past?
Yeah, it's kind of one of those, if I knew then what I know now.
Right, right. But then
So Carl, hey.
that past and looking back at the past, that's that, understanding backward. But we have to live our lives going forward. You can't live in the past. You can't change the past. You can learn from the past.
That's the only thing you can do.
You learn from the past.
Yep.
And you move on and you live your life moving forward based on what you've learned from your past, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, Margaret.
Like I made this mistake or that mistake, or I wish I would have done that or done that. And then you take that information and you move forward with it.
And like you could try to tell your kids, though, to not make some of the same mistakes you are. But the truth is that we become better people through our mistakes that we make. Does that make any sense? Like someone can tell us not to do it.
Right.
But you don't truly learn
until you do it.
Yeah.
Hi, Margaret. Yeah. Until you do it and you mess up, that's when you learn. And hopefully,
I can remember telling my mother as a teenager, I remember my mother being like she's like, I'm just trying to stop you from making the same mistakes that I did. And I'm like, I just looked at her and I went, Mom, if I don't make mistakes, I'm never going to learn to be any better.
Right. Yep. Yeah.
I was so profound, I thought.
Yeah. And hopefully the mistakes that we make aren't drastic, severe mistakes that ruin our whole life going forward.
Right.
Yeah.
You just have to hope.
Yep.
You just have to hope. But I mean, I know that there are things that no matter what obviously there were some things that I'm like, no, I'm going to learn from that. I'm not going to do that and not make that mistake. But there's others that, I could have saved myself some heartache if I would have listened. But there's also times that if I would have listened, I wouldn't be where I am now.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm glad we're all a collection of our mistakes and experiences.
That is true. Very, very true. I'm trying to see if there's any more good questions here.
She's like, I'm putting on translucent glow-in-the-dark green drills.
Oh, wow. Here's one of the most interesting questions. Why do her feelings for Liam triumph over the lingering love for Julian?
Because the love for Julian was an empty burning, and it burned away to ash. There's nothing, you can't stoke that fire. It burns empty. And Liam's is a comforting fire.
He's the embers that keep going.
Never quite goes out. You can just blow on it a little bit and it will. Whereas the other one's like a firework. Once it's gone, it's gone. Yeah. You ain't getting it back.
And that's really what a relationship like that is. It's just stoking that fire and keeping it going. Just a little, it's all it needs is a little. Just keep it going and keep it going. And you'll stay warm. Yeah. It was really good. I think this might be the first Kristen Hanna I've ever read.
I know it's for sure my first.
I know I got a few of her books here, but I think it's the first one I've ever read, actually. So, and I know that she does a lot of different types of things. Like there's some historical she does and things like that. This one wasn't historical, but I know she does quite a few of those. So, comfort, trust, and a spark. Yes, there has to be a spark. Not an explosion.
Yeah,
not an explosion. Just a spark. Yeah. Yep.
I really liked it.
Yeah, it was good. So I placed my Amazon order the other day for Stranger Than Fan Fiction. I just kept
Yep.
calling it Stranger Than Fiction. I guess it's Stranger Than Fan Fiction, not fiction.
Stranger than fan fiction.
Yeah, Stranger Than Fan Fiction. So this will be interesting. Like I said, I have read, I think 4, 2 from each of the different series of the kids' books that he writes.
Yeah.
And I really, really liked those. If you guys want to read a good like series, those are good. Both of them are really good.
Yeah, I'm
And
definitely
someday,
I want to get those series. I just didn't realize he had written so many books.
yeah, he's written quite a few.
And this one that we're supposed to be reading was on the New York, it was number 1 on the New York bestsellers book.
A novel, but I don't know if this book was.
I could have swore it's
On the front of this book, it says this is a novel by number 1 New York Times best-selling author.
Oh, okay, that might be
I
what it
think
is.
his kids' books. I think his kids' books have made it onto the best-selling list because they really are good. And I need to get the peanut butter on your nose. What?
Oh, okay. In my life last night, I was talking about I didn't understand one of my kids because, like, I'm sitting there in the classroom and, like, I'm not kidding. This kid comes into the classroom with peanut butter on his nose, and I'm like, I didn't know how to respond. I'm like, were you hungry and you just thought that's the best? I'm like, and they informed me last night that there actually is a book called Peanut Butter on Your Nose. And he was like, yeah, I thought you would get it because you like to read. And I'm like, I didn't know that it existed. I just thought, here's a weird kid that puts peanut butter on his nose and walks into the classroom because he wants to have a snack for later. And if it's on his nose, maybe he won't forget. I don't know. I couldn't figure it out.
Kids do weird things. They do weird things. You would really like the kids' books. The kids' books are magical, fantasy. I mean, do I have one up here? Do I even have one up here? I don't know if I do. Yes, I do. Hang on. They're behind the trucks over here.
Behind the trucks?
Yeah, I got these little cars.
Oh. Wait, so what's a 51-page book? The Peanut Butter on Your Nose is a 51-page book? I still can't believe there's a book called that.
So this one is called A Tale of Witchcraft.
Ooh, hold on. What does the front of it look like? Now, is that like a series or
Yes.
is that the first one in the series?
No.
Oh.
This one is not the first one in the series. This one is, I think, number 3. So this is from the Tales of Magic series.
Margaret, the next book is Stranger Than Fan Fiction.
This is
by
the next
Kristen.
book.
Yeah.
This is the next one, Stranger Than Fan Fiction. This is one of his like kids series. And this is about magical children. They have powers and there's a school and things like that.
I've got to read those. I'm going to. I'm going to.
And then the series that is a little more developed is his Land of Stories. So that one, the kids end up going into the story. They go into the book, into the story.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. I think I've read the first 2, maybe 3. I don't know. But yeah, those are really good. And I've read the first couple of these. So there's a
poor Leon. She's like, I don't know.
Sounds better than I know.
Yeah, but we couldn't read those because Mindy had already read, and you can't start in the middle of a series.
Well, I mean, we could. They're pretty lengthy for a kid's book, you know? Like,
I know I can't wait to read it.
This one is 400 and some pages, so they're all pretty lengthy. Of course, they have larger print, so they go a little faster. I mean, I would literally read these to my kids for like 20 minutes a day after lunch or something. My kids were just like this.
But would it bother you to reread it? Because there's
No,
nothing, you
no, because
already
they're
know
good.
how everything
No, because
is.
they're good. I've just never. So that's my issue is I never was able to read more than a couple of them a year with any class. And then, of course, I couldn't continue with the next year's class because they would have no idea what was
They have
going
not
on
read the
because
first one.
they build on each other. You have to read these in order. They won't make sense if you don't. So, you'd miss out a whole bunch of stuff if you didn't read them in order. Anyhow,
You've got me intrigued. I have got to read those. I want to read those so badly.
I'm starting to organize all my books and stuff downstairs and pull them out. And I'm gonna find the rest of the first series. What did I tell you it was called? I forget already. The Land of Stories.
And the stories.
I know I have more of those than I have this one, and I'm not certain how many there are in this series anymore. But the first one's like a brother and a sister, and grandma had powers and whatnot, and they go to this magical land through her books and stuff. So,
Oh, God, that sounds so good.
yeah, and things happen, They are really good. And my kids were definitely, imagine second graders sitting there like, what? What happened then? What? They were silent. They were just like,
Oh.
yeah, it's crazy.
See, I can tell you right now, if we're not going to end up reading it in here in book club, then I'm going to be downloading it because I'm going to be reading it. Like that's literally
we know
going
what we're going to read next time, but let's get through this one and the next book, and then we can talk. I don't mind going back and reading some of those. I mean, I don't know if we want to do all of them together because there's a whole bunch, but they're very good. Anyhow, so I've kind of scoped this one out a little bit. This one's almost 300 pages. It's a little longer than I thought it was. I didn't think it was quite that long, but it is. It's almost 300. So I mapped us out a spot that's 76 pages. How's that sound?
Sounds good to me.
And it takes us all the way through chapter 4.
Okay, so read 4, not 5.
Yeah. And for anybody reading by page numbers, you're reading through page 75. 75. Lynn has already started this book. She was confused. She thought we'd started it last week, and she's not enjoying it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know.
But you know what, Lynn? Maybe it just sometimes books take a bit to hook you. Sometimes it might be at that.
Yes, Margaret. Stop when you get to 5. Do not read chapter 5. Yep.
Yeah. Be good. Be good. Be good.
Yeah. Let's see who can do it this time. Only read what's assigned. See who can do that this time.
I'm actually having to do a book study I'm not having to. They asked, I said yes. So I'm actually doing a book study at school.
Is it an educational book though?
Yeah.
I don't like those.
It's told it's written like a story, which is really strange.
Yeah, but they're supposed to be for some educational purpose. You're supposed to learn something to help you be a better teacher. And I'm like, I did that. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that number. No.
Look at it. They said that. Wait, Karen, are you laughing because you're not going to be good? Margaret says she going.
Lynn gave up on it already. How far did you get, Lynn? How far did you get? That's the question. Let us know how far you got.
Maybe how many chapters in did you get before you gave up?
Oh my gosh, this is funny. Joey Davis.
Does that mean you're not going to be here watching us talk about it, Lynn? Or you're not going to come hang out with us?
There's a character in here whose name is Joey Davis. I have a nephew named Joey Davis. That's funny.
Joey Davis.
That's funny.
I miss Joe in here. Joe never comes back anymore.
I know. What happened to Joe? We lost him. When we started going faster, we lost him.
Even though we slowed down.
Joe,
come back.
We got some good stuff going here. Come back.
Right, Joe. Especially when they're going to make me do spicy.
Yep. When we're going to do some spice. That's right. Sherry.
I already almost started getting a chill up my back because I'm like,
no, it's going to be good. It's really going to be good. It will be fun. It will be fun. Margaret, so I came late and I'm leaving early. Well, that's fine, Margaret. You're not sure where you were. Okay. Well, you follow along. See how far did you get in, do you think? I mean, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour? I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Anyhow.
We shall see.
All right. I'm going to go see what's going on in my kitchen because there's no telling what's going on in my kitchen right now. As they're making food and there's egg rolls in the air fryer and I don't know. So
that sounds, look, egg rolls have cabbage.
I know. I'm not a huge fan of egg rolls, but I can eat them.
But you can eat
them if they have chicken in them. So here's the deal with that cabbagey stuff in egg rolls. It has other stuff in it. There's sauce in there.
Yeah.
It has other flavors. It's mushy. It's not like crunchy hard cabbage.
Oh, the cabbage that we have here that we eat as cabbage, you don't understand. We boil it. It is mushy cabbage, but tastes good.
You got to put a lot of stuff in there. You got to disguise the cabbage. You have to disguise the cabbage. More than an hour. Okay. Well. All right. I promised Dale 7:00 I'd be out there to help.
And 7:01.
That's right. All right. So we'll see you next time and we'll see how this new book goes. We'll see how it goes. We'll give it a shot. All righty. See you then.
Bye, y'all.